Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Always a fantastic architectural site, the span of the Coronado Bridge. Just across from Petco Park, looking out to the island. Matinee baseball from Petco as we welcome you to the opening week of baseball presented by Burger King. Game 2 of this 3-game series, the defending NL West champion Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres from beautiful Petco Park. And good afternoon, everyone. Day baseball. We're pleased to report that with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. The Arizona Diamondbacks, before the first pitch today, are the only major league team now that is unbeaten. 4-0. They've never done that in their history. Off to a great start, Kirk Gibson's team.
They've got all facets of their game working well. They've got the bullpen, they've got some offense, and their starting pitching, they got a darn good rotation as well.
So the Padres send out left-hander Corey Lupke to try to smother that attack.
Nobody other than Corey Lupke accepts the challenge of trying to be that stopper. You see that Corey's line in 86 pitch effort his last time out to the Dodgers. Corey Lupke has got electric stuff, right? Fast, fast, fast. What Corey needs to do is kind of learn how to take a little bit more off the curveball, take a little bit more off the changeup. A big key this afternoon for Corey Lupke is to get ahead with the fastball and then bury that slider down and in. The curveball was a little questionable last time against the Dodgers. He hung it too far in the zone, and the Dodgers made him pay.
Andre Ethier made him pay. 2 extra base hits, knocked in 4 runs. How about this guy, 24 years of age, a monster hitter, Justin Upton.
He is into his 5th year in the big leagues, and it's all about adjustments. Justin Upton, early in his career, he would swing at that slider down and away. He would swing over the top of it, a lot of punch-outs, but he has matured into a hitter, not only using the whole field, especially in Arizona where the ball flies, but he is also going to capitalize on mistakes. We saw a mistake right there. He's big, he's strong, he's the total package for the Diamondbacks.
7 home runs against Padre pitching last year. Well, the Padres, where's their power? They good pitching last night, takes them to 11 innings, but they lose 4-2. Yeah, let's find the socket and hit that on switch as the Padres try to get game 2 of this 3-game series. cotton candy clouds over Petco Park. Some brief showers earlier in the afternoon after some April showers overnight. But the forecast for the rest of the day into early evening is good. And on to baseball here at beautiful Petco Park. Kirk Gibson, National League Manager of the Year, has his lineup set. Here it is. Willie Bloomquist at short. Aaron Hill bats second. Justin Upton back in the lineup. He's got that bruised thumb. Didn't start last night. Montero cleanup. Chris Young, the two-run homer to win it last night. Then Kubel in left field. Goldschmidt, two-run double last evening. Ryan Roberts hits eighth, and Joe Saunders on the mound. For the Padres, Corey Lupke. Rough first start, but just a couple of bad pitches to Ethier cost him 4 runs. Hopes to bounce back today against the unbeaten D-backs. Bloomquist steps in, and here we go. A fastball for a strike. Bloomquist, a 10-game hitting streak going back to last year. 5 for 14 on this 2012 start. Padres got to find a formula to beat these D-backs. They've been taking advantage of San Diego, winning 11 of the last 15.
Yeah, they need some anti-venom, right?
That's right. Or a tourniquet or something.
It's going to be interesting to see with the right-handed hitters that face Corey Lupke, if he softens up that curveball or if he buries that slider down to the back foot of the right-handed hitters. He works quickly. He needs to work ahead.
And he falls behind 3-1 to Bloomquist.
Sometimes it's hard. Well, there are pitches, your secondary pitches, where you need that 10 to 13 mile an hour difference to really make it effective.
Swinging 3-1 and clipped that one back foul. D-backs 9-4 last year in extra innings, and then won, of course, last night. And the Padres have struggled in bonus panels, 4-15 over the last 2 years. A couple of losses this year. And Trevor Cahill, local product, looks on as Bloomquist draws a walk. Leadoff walk, and that'll bring up Aaron Hill against this defense. Guzman, Maben, and Denorfia in right field today. Andy Perino starts at shortstop. Joins Headley on the left side with Hudson and Blanks at first base. And Lupke and Nick Hunter, the battery. Not the start that Lupke had in mind to walk the leadoff man. Here's Aaron Hill. 2 hits this year, both home runs. Justin Upton, Montero, Young. That's a real tough middle of the lineup for Arizona.
And that's why Corey Lupke and every pitcher that faces this Diamondback team, they've got to make good pitches to the first 2 hitters, because then they've got Upton coming up third. You want to face him with the bases empty.
1 ball, 1 strike to count.
And Upton on deck, just salivating, waiting to get up to that dish.
Last year hit .345 against San Diego pitching and 7 home runs. Did he go? Yes, sir. 1-2. Yeah, a lot of players, they have, various gloves for hitting and sliding and things in their back pocket. But Upton, he has a big, heavy handkerchief back there because he's just salivating so much, it starts to get embarrassing.
Well, hopefully Corey Lupke can put an end to that.
1-2 the count, and a little visit to first base. Got a big target over there, and Kyle Blanks. Lupke with a good move, and Bloomquist is taking a very cautious lead. Outfield swung around toward right, big gap left center for Hill. And this one sliced in foul territory and out of the reach of Blanks. And the count stays at 1-2.
Remember in our instructional, we talked about hitters and reading hitters. Just that swing, look at all upper body. His back end's going towards the Diamondback dugout. His front shoulder's opening up, so that just opens up the outside part of the plate for Corey Lupke. Watch this hack. Front side exposed, just emergency swing. The bat trying to make contact. An ugly hack. Exactly what we were talking about.
But he stays alive, 1-2.
Padres will wrap up this first homestand tomorrow night, a 7 o'clock game. Ian Kennedy, terrific season a year ago, one of the best in baseball, against Anthony Bass. Bass assumes the spot left by Dustin Mosley's injury. Runner goes outside, throw by Hundley off balance. That goes right on into center field. Bloomquist on his feet, and he'll advance to third. And there you have it, a walk, a stolen base, and an error. And with no one out, the Arizona Diamondbacks have a man at third base.
I think if Nick Hundley had a choice, he would elect to just hang on to this baseball. I mean, that's a shortstop throw working from down under, and watch how the ball will just tail away. No chance. An extra 90 feet.
Bud Black not pleased with the result of that attempt. Bloomquist perched at third, no one out, and 2-2 the count on Aaron Hill. Infield in at the corners, back up the middle, and out of play. And this is a spot where you think strikeout. Fan draw to glove, back to home plate. Left-hander makes a nice snare. That Souvenir. Manager Black danced around his pitching for the Dodger series. Another foul, but it seems quite clear that Joe Wheeland, based on the news that came out of Tucson, Wheeland pitched last night, the young right-hander, and was pulled by Terry Kennedy, the manager of the Tucson team, after 2 innings. He said, "What's wrong? I shut him out for 2." He said, "I want to save you for Saturday at Dodger Stadium." And Wheeland apparently broke down crying in happiness, hugging his teammates. Dream come true. Go to the big club. Grounded to third, and with Headley playing shallow, Bloomquist holds at third, and there's one away. How about our Lexus keys to the game, Mark Grant?
Well, the Padres trying to win game 2 of the series, and how do they do that? Well, when opportunity knocks, please answer. If that door opens up a little bit, just kick it in. Solve the Upton puzzle as he comes up to the plate. We know that he can put a hurting on you if you make a mistake. Corey Lupke made a good pitch there to Hill to keep the ball in front of that runner at third base. This is a big at-bat right here for Corey Lupke.
Bad news for Lupke. Last year, Upton was 5 for 10 against him, 3 home runs. Just missed with that first offering. And one of those was the longest that we saw all year. Western Metal Supply Company. It'd still be going if it weren't for the brick. Oh, giant home run. And he comes out swinging for the downs. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball up in the letters. He's the complete athlete, as some of our finest join us here at Petco.
Nice.
Out of play.
See how we tied him up with that? How do you combat a guy going deep on you? Well, you try to tie him up with a fastball in, and that's exactly what he did. Nick Hundley set up inside. That's exactly where he throws it. Way to thread that needle, Corey Lupke. The hands cannot get extended. Now he's ahead 1-2.
Here's a spot for a strikeout with the runner at third. Bloomquist, one away.
Slider down and in.
That'll be out of play down the right field side. A fastball. Again, Upton unable to turn on it. Not only does he have plus power, Upton, he's very fast, an outstanding defensive player. They claim he can run the 60 in 6.23. That puts you in an elite category as a baseball player.
And he can punch out with the best of them.
2-2. The change floats low and away. You say that hopefully.
One thing is apparent in this at bat, he has chased after the fastball up in the zone, but you have to get it up just enough so he doesn't get that top hand on it. There it is again.
Another good rip, though.
Yeah.
Such a compact swing. Miguel Montero, the catcher, is on deck. One out. Bloomquist, a walk, a stolen base, and a throwing error by catcher Hundley. at third base. One gone and 2-2. The pitch coming up again from Lupke to Upton. Who's going to win this early duel?
Fastball in.
Up and in, and the count goes full. The D-backs have scored 21 runs in winning their first 4 games, and a third of those, 7, in the first inning. So they're getting off to the good start, and we know they can close. They won more games coming from behind last year than any major league team. Ball 4. Now a couple of walks from Lupke. First and third with 1 out, and the left-handed hitting catcher Montero steps up.
They tried to trick him with a 3-2 changeup. It definitely was a ball off the plate, and one of the adjustments that Upton has made in his career, laying off that pitch.
Montero runs well for a catcher, so he's a tough man to double up. His shattered bat infield single in the first inning last night was critical to the 2 runs scored by Arizona that got them off to a good start. Didn't score again till the 11th inning, and then Chris Young's 2-run homer won it. Young is on deck. Infield back looking for 2. That's a strike. A lazy Wednesday afternoon here in beautiful San Diego. A businessman special here at the ballpark. Good fastball, 92 miles an hour. He's ahead of Montero, 0-2.
Fastball. And that ball leaks over the heart of plate just a little bit and elevated. He wanted to try to bury it inside. And just goes to show you that Montero cannot catch up to the firm fastball from Lupke. So don't speed up his bat. Throw him something off speed in the strike zone. If you're going to throw something like that, make him fish for it out of the zone.
Comes back with another fastball in on the fist. 25 pitches already in this first inning for Lupke. He won the Oscar. 0-2 the count. Outside target. Got him swinging. Throw to third. Not in time. A big strikeout. Montero down, 2 away. And here's one of last night's heroes, Chris Young, with a homer in the 11th inning.
Corey Lupke just ate up Montero with fastballs. He wasn't messing around. He just challenged him. You could see how far behind he was. And that's a timing play. You got the front door open with the left-handed hitter. Chase Headley's in on the act. Flip throw down to third base. Corey Lupke's 1 pitch away from getting out of this mini jam here in the first.
Keep your eye on Upton. He is fast enough to be a steal threat every time he's over there at first base. As Young digs in, a couple of home runs, 1 last night, 6 RBIs in this first week to lead the club. And Lupke indeed goes over there. Line drive. He lasered this one into the left field seats. Got a high breaking ball right in his power zone, a slider off Micah Owings, and that was the win, 4-2.
That's the one impressive thing about Kirk Gibson's lineup. Power distributed through that lineup. Number 3 spot Upton, number 5 spot Chris Young, number 7 spot Paul Goldschmidt.
Even Ryan Roberts down there in the 8 hole. I mean,
Sure.
he had 19 homers last year. Gibson had a chat with Michigander, Michigan State Spartan, before the game, and he said, I gave up a couple of things in the offseason. I gave up coffee and I gave up tobacco. I said, good on you.
Absolutely.
Good on you. No tobacco. He's chewing gum now.
Sugarless.
I didn't ask. I didn't want to get that personal. I mean, 2-0 to Young. Drafted by the then St. Louis Cardinals as a wide receiver out of Michigan State, but signed the baseball contract with the hometown Tigers.
Okay, there is a base open. Second base, right? We've got a left-hander on deck, Jason Kubel. This could be a pitch around, a breaking ball 2-0 down in the dirt. Looks like Corey's going to possibly take his chances with Kubel, the lefty on deck.
Yeah, good call. Bases loaded on walks. It's the Padres that have been getting the free tickets so far this year. 30 walks in the first 5 games. That's far and away the lead in the major leagues. Unfortunately, 30 walks, 30 chances. There's that opportunity knocking. They've only scored 6 times on those walks.
That's got to change. That has got to change. As Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, has a little chat with Lupke, maybe a little refresher course on the scouting report on the left-handed hitting Kubel. 0 for 5 last night for the Diamondback left fielder.
And 1 for 12 on the season.
Still got to bear down, though, make good quality pitches, especially with the bases full of Diamondbacks. Attaboy.
Jumps in front with a fastball. Kubel here in 2012 is 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, and Lupke intent on keeping it that way. Up high, but no room for error with the D-backs rattling at every base. Two and one. And here comes a very big pitch early in this ball game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Lupke trying to work out of a man on third and no one out, and the action pitch 2-1 coming to Kubel.
He's got to spot a fastball down and away. Attaboy.
Slice deep down the left field side. Guzman will run out of room.
And the reason why I mentioned that, Dick, is because when we look at the defense, Guzman is shading over towards that left field line. If Corey Lupke hits that outside corner with a fastball, Kubel has no other choice than to hit the ball that way. See Guzman right there? If he pitches him away, he's going to hit the ball that way.
Bloomquist at third, Upton at second, Young at first. 2-2 the count on Jason Kubel. Up high. And this first inning drama thickens. A full count now to Kubel. The runners will be off. And the control for Lupke off. 35 pitches in this opening inning. And needs a strike here. And doesn't throw it. Walks in a run. 4 walks in this first inning. Generosity prevails.
Let's go over pitch by pitch. You know, he got ahead, so advantage Lupke. He wouldn't fish after the high fastball, but you could see the mindset of Lupke. He wants to give him left field, right? Hit the ball as far as you can to left field. Away, 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 away. And then he just worked underneath that one there. That hurts.
And here's Paul Goldschmidt. Big double last night in the first inning to score 2 runs to give the D-backs the early lead 2-0. And here they are again getting the lead early in a game. That's been their pattern in this young season. And a chance to really engineer a big opening inning. One swing away on Goldschmidt with tremendous power.
You know what this all boils down to, and we preached it till we were blue in the face in spring training. What Darren Balsley said, command of the fastball, right? It's so crucial. Look at that.
That's a good fastball to 92. 1-2 the count on Goldschmidt.
And you know what the prime example is in this inning? How about the at-bat to Miguel Montero? He pumped nothing but fastballs to Montero. He eventually struck out, but they were good located fastballs, and he could not catch up to them.
A run in. Base is still loaded for the D-backs. Without a base hit, they lead 1-0. Show you how uncommon this inning is for Lupke. The most he's ever walked in a game in his career is 4. And he's walked 4 here in the first inning.
And the velocity on the fastball is what, 93-ish, 94-ish?
That was 93, the last one.
So 93 he's topped out at.
Young Goldschmidt Has a home run, 3 RBIs. And he goes off speed with a slider. 2-2.
Well, that's a lot of pitches. My goodness, 41 pitches in the first inning. That'll take a lot out of you.
20 balls, 21 strikes. That one deep but foul down the right field side. Well back. And Hundley going out to talk to Lupke.
Hey, what's so great about sitting by yourself at the ballpark? A greater chance of going home with a pearl.
It's like he's reading a book and watching the ball game at the same time and getting a souvenir.
And he's a Brewer fan as well. He was reading up on how they make Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Got one of Harvey's wall bangers there underneath his jacket. 2-2. Another big pitch from Lupke. Got him swinging. Strike 3. What an inning. A couple of strikeouts, but 4 walks. And the recipients of the gift, 1-0 Arizona. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Burger King, the proud sponsor of opening week baseball. So veteran Joe Saunders takes to a 1-0 lead thanks to the 4 walks from Lupke in the top half of the first inning. And Bud Black will send this lineup against the veteran left-hander. Looking for some runs. Maben, Denorfia, and Headley, the first 3. Guzman cleanup, then Hundley and Blanks. Hudson hit 7th. Andy Perino 2 for 4 on Sunday with a home run. That's 8th, and Lupke 9th. Joe Saunders, he started last year 0-5, but then roared down the stretch as the D-backs gaining momentum through midsummer to August and September on to the playoffs. And he especially tough against the Padres. 3-0. Allowed 1 earned run in 24 2/3 innings of his last 3 starts. Padres beat him the first time 5-4. Ground ball sharply, but right at Bloomquist. And Maben is out 6-3. Here's the D-backs defense. Chris Young patrolling center with Kubel in left and Upton in right. Around the horn, Roberts, Bloomquist, Hill, and Goldschmidt with the battery of Saunders and Montero. Chris Denorfia, 1 for 7, a pinch hit last night. And that could have won the game, but failure to sacrifice the runner into scoring position. So wound up a 1st and 3rd instead of a runner scoring late and a possible victory. That was back in the 8th and 9th inning, actually. that Northview had the pinch hit with Nick Hundley at first base.
We got the third base tower shadow right in the middle of Joe Saunders and the batter's box. And the batter's eye as well out in center field. It's kind of like half and half. But there's so many clouds. And great description, Mr. Enberg. Candy cotton clouds.
Beautiful.
Or cotton candy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cotton
Either
candy,
way,
my bad.
down south, they're
I'll get it right.
They're cotton candy down
Yeah.
south. 1-2. Northview, one of the better Padre hitters against left-handed pitching. Lined a single to center as a pinch hitter last night. And pops this one. Shallow and right. Angling out is Aaron Hill and makes the catch on the run in fair territory. Good play by the veteran second baseman.
That is a long run for Hill. A little bit of sun. Let's take a look at the shadows. A long run for Upton as well. And this is where communication comes into play. And 2 quick outs for Joe Saunders.
Chase Headley has had some success against Saunders. He's 6 for 17. That comes out at .353. A couple of doubles and a triple in those 6 hits. And he takes a fastball for a strike.
At times Saunders can be sneaky fast. Fastball about 92. That's what he tops out at. A 4-pitch pitcher. A change, curve, and a slider as well.
A ball and a strike now to Headley. Well, he had a big year 3 seasons ago with the Angels, an all-star year, 17-7. Came back the next year 16-7. And then was traded last year in July, or actually 2010 in July, from the Angels to the D-backs in the Dan Herron deal. 3-1 now on Headley. Fouled into the glove of Montero. Full count to Headley. He's walked 6 times this year. That leads the club. Guzman on deck. Low, ball 4. Well, last night after that tough loss in 11 innings, 4-2, Chris Young's home run, Jesus Guzman reflected the mood of the Padres in a tough defeat.
We always got the mind we wanna score some run, but like I say early, we lost the game in the first 2 innings, first 3 innings. That's for me. That's the point right there.
That's our Geico quote of the game from Jesus Guzman. He is reflecting upon the fact the Padres in the first inning had the first 2 men walk, couldn't score. They had the bases loaded on walks in the second, couldn't score. And meanwhile, D-backs, 1 swing by Goldsmith, 2-run double, 2-0 lead. So he's reflecting on losing the game early. Here is Guzman. Changeup at 82. Jesus had hit safely the first 4 games of the year, but he was collared last night. Went 0 for 5.
There's nothing worse than a team going through a streak like the Padres right now. I don't care if it's in the middle of the season, end of the season, especially at the beginning of the season. But these guys down in the clubhouse, according to Bud Black, the manager of the Padres, you know what? They care. And you could see it in the quote from Guzman.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, the sleepless nights. That happens.
Well, the starting lineup for Bud Black today, their combined batting average 16 for 101, 158. Something's got to break loose here. Action pitch, 2-1 to Guzman. And he has the count in his favor, 3-1. Outfield deep, all positions. line to left field, right at the left fielder Kubel. And that's it for the Padres in the opening frame. They leave one. It'll be the bottom of the order for Arizona in the second. Quist for the D-backs in the second inning. 1-0 the score. Time for our Sequan Casino Daycation stat of the game. Strikeout statistic. Edison Volquez, another good strikeout performance last night as he fanned 8. The Diamondbacks has 15 in his 2 games of this season, and had his strikeout pitch going late. Ryan Roberts, the batter. Volquez went 7 innings, allowed the 2 earned runs in the first inning, only 5 hits. High fly ball, deep center field, and Maben to the warning path to make the catch. Roberts just missed.
Let's see how Corey Lukey reacts in this top half of the second inning after throwing 43 pitches in the first.
Joe Saunders, his first at bat as he debuts for this season. 159 career hitter. Played his college ball at Virginia Tech.
The Hokies.
Used to be the Gobblers, then the Hokies. Yeah, he's a Virginia native.
A lot of turkeys in Virginia?
I think they are, the wild turkeys. Yeah.
You know, we've got wild turkeys out in Alpine.
You do?
Oh, yeah, there's what's a flock of turkeys? A flock of seagulls.
More than one.
That's in the 80s, though. More than one?
Ground ball by Saunders. Gloved by Hudson, and he gets him. Saunders flirting with a base hit. And the veteran Hudson able to dive out on the lawn and scoop it up, and just did get it over the banks in time for the out. Good play.
Hudson has no problem gobbling this one up and helping out Corey Lupke with a nice strike over to first base. Saunders from the left side. Gobbles it up. Thanksgiving time, 2 outs.
I'll have a little gravy with those mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Ain't cool being no jive turkey during Thanksgiving time.
William Bloomquist, he walked and scored in the 4-walk first inning. And Lukey almost pitching out of no one out, and Bloomquist at third after he walked, stole second, and went to third on the throwing error by catcher Hundley. But he walked Young to load the bases, and then Kubel walked as well for the 1-0 lead.
We're going to have to keep an eye on Corey Lupke. I think he should be more aggressive with the fastball. I don't think there's been a Diamondback in the lineup that has really turned it around or squared one up, even on it as a foul ball is concerned. Fastball away. Nicely done.
Pinned that one on the outside corner. 1-2 the count.
All the hitters that I've seen up to this point, if they've swung at a fastball, they've been late on it. So go to it, right?
Right. Foul through the glove of Hundley. Another fastball at 93, so he's been right at that 93 miles an hour. But he's got late action on his fastball, and that's why opposing hitters rave about Lupke's stuff. See if he goes to something off speed. He does, and it's hammered high to left field. Guzman to the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. And Bloomquist on his way to third for a triple. That just missed being a home run. Right off the top of the wall in left field. How did that stay in the ballpark?
You know, Kirk Gibson's going to dispute this call. I quite frankly, initially looking at it from the booth, I thought this ball got out. Oh, you know what? It hit right at the top of the Ashford sign.
Of course, they could go to the replay and check it out. The umpires are going to congregate and make certain they've got it right. But based on that replay, it indeed stayed in the park for a triple.
Yes, it did. You know what? And I don't know who was in charge of this, but
looks like they're going to go to the instant replay to be certain. That's fine.
Absolutely. I don't know why there isn't a distinctive yellow line across the top or some type of line across the top of the fence.
In many ballparks, there is that yellow line that takes you from foul pole to foul pole that designates the top of fair territory. Do a little technological magic here, and
that ball stays in the yard. Good call, Dick. You're absolutely right. Top of the fence, it bounced back in.
Can't come any closer to a home run. But the D-backs, when the umpires come back out, are going to have to settle for a 2-out triple. Lupke and the Padres can be thankful that that blast didn't come in the first inning with all the base traffic.
You know, I'm thinking that the Diamondbacks may have thought that ball hit the top of the wall and then hit something on the other side of the wall and then came back. Maybe that's their argument.
Yeah. Hey, it's close enough. Why not complain? The two managers, Blank and Gibson, are waiting for the umpires to look at exactly what you have just seen. Our Fox Sports San Diego replay.
I think also ballparks, I just wish that they had fences or walls to where it's indisputable. Like it's no doubt. It's like, for instance, Wrigley Field. Of course, they've got the hybrid, but they've got the basket, right?
Yes.
You know, if it bounces at the edge of the basket and goes into the crowd, home run. If it's top of the basket, back into play, it's in play.
Well, another factor is all the advertising on the walls in the outfield, and you've got different colors, and the ball gets lost in some white, and I mean, it is a more difficult call. It's more difficult for us to call the game, too, right? Arizona's a nightmare, I think, because they've got the screen and they got like another 10 feet beyond the screen. Then there's the wall, and did the ball go in between? So taking more time here than one would think. So as we have time and you look at it again, a couple of interesting notes on this day that involved the Yankees. This was the day they first wore pinstripes.
Really?
On this day in 1912. And then 5 years later, a guy from Boston named Babe Ruth pitched against the Yankees and beat them on his way to a 24-win season, Babe Ruth. And he threw 35 complete games, Ruth as a pitcher.
You know, people forget that Babe Ruth was one heck of a pitcher as well in his day.
He only could hit, huh?
Yeah.
And, of course, then eventually traded by the Red Sox to the pinstripes. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're back there having a little omelet and coffee, a little English muffin.
Yeah, I don't mean to get into serious detail about this home run, but, you know, watch the pad. Is the pad up against a piece of wood in the back or steel? Because watch, when the ball hits the pad, see how it gives? But it has to hit something hard behind it. Do you know what I'm saying? There's the pad, but the pad has to be adhered to something behind it, right? Is there like a steel bar in back of the pad, meaning the ball hits the pad gives, hits that steel bar behind it, and then comes back into play. Maybe they're looking at the replay and thinking it may have hit something and then carrying back. That's like I made the point before.
So here's why instant replay, and it could be expanded into whether it's a catch on a trap ball or fair or foul. Yeah, this is totally unfair to Lupke. He's standing out there for 5 minutes cooling off while waiting for the umpires to make a decision. The whole, the rhythm of this game is just eroding. Well, I don't know. Maybe they went to another channel. I guess let's see it. There's one of those soap operas at 4 to 5, and there's a real crucial moment. Usually on Wednesdays when the drama in a soap opera, that's when they show something that's going to be really critical to the storyline. Come on, folks.
I think they should go out to that fan and say, "Hey, dude, what'd you see? What do you think?"
Not dude. It was a beautiful lady out there.
I thought it was a gentleman that was standing right next to the wall there.
Now, this is bordering on ridiculous. This is exactly why instant replay doesn't always work. And that seems pretty evident that the ball hits the fence and comes back in the field of play.
That's not like a piece of glass out there on the right side of the upper part of the Ashford University.
We ought to get Layla to go out there and maybe she could talk to the fan there, and maybe she could even get a shot of the top of the fence. Do we have a camera that is mobile enough to go out and show that? Well, here they come.
They're keeping him at third base, Dick.
We could have saved about 7-8 minutes by just letting them know. Get one of those carrier pigeons down there.
I think they got the call right. I think the umpires did a nice job. They got the call right. And they wanted to make sure. Sure, it took a lot of time.
They got it right the first time.
Exactly. And because Kirk Gibson said something, then they'd have to go and check out the videotape.
Well, that's an example of instant replay confirming, but certainly not serving the best interests of this game. First pitch swinging is Aaron Hill, and Cameron Maben waiting for it to come down, and the inning is over. Bloomquist, a controversial 2-out triple. No damage done. The Padres will bring up Hundley, Blanks, and Hudson as Bloomquist just misses a home run. D-backs, and we invite you to join the Padres Sunday, April 22nd. They'll honor the men and the women who serve in the U.S. Armed Forces Military Opening Day, presented by Northrop Grumman. Enjoy a special pregame ceremony, fans, before the Padres take the field against the Fightin' Phils at 1:05 in the afternoon. Get your tickets today at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. The Padres, after concluding this first homestand tomorrow, go to Los Angeles for 3, then Colorado for 3, and then back home. 4-game set with Philadelphia, and a day off before the Nationals come in for 3. Maybe we'll see Steven Strasburg. Had a big game today.
Yeah.
Washington with a shutout win. Hundley, fly ball to Upton in right field. And Nick Hundley is now 0 for 14 on the new season. Brings up Kyle Blanks. Strasburg went 6 innings, 2 hits, 9 strikeouts, as the Washington Nationals shut out the Mets 4-0. The first loss of the year for the Metropolitans. And now only Arizona unbeaten. Some of the other stars today: Joey Votto 4 for 5, a couple of doubles. Blanks, first ball hunting, high fly to Upton, 2 away. Tigers lose their first game as Tampa Bay's Ben Zobrist 2-run single in a 4-run 9th inning to beat the Bengals.
I love it when you call the Tigers the Bengals. That's awesome.
We were talking about nicknames, and back when I was a kid, Pacific Coast League, the L.A. Angels, you know, now and then you'd see the headlines, wouldn't always be Angels. The Seraphs.
Yeah. See, I love that. Pirates, Buccos, Tigers, Bengals.
Of course, some would like to call the Padres the Friars.
Right.
Padres suits me just fine.
You know, Greg Maddux used to call the Padres, and this is his twisted mind, the Dads. He goes, I think the Dads are going to do pretty well this year.
That works.
Yeah.
Hudson had a triple last night, and he rips this one up the middle for the first hit of the game for the Padres.
Right up the middle. Remember Mark Sweeney during the instructional today, staying inside the baseball, talking about going up the center of the diamond or to the left field side. Hudson from the right side stays on that ball nicely. Great extension right past Saunders. Coming at you.
That brings up Andy Perino. Perino left-handed, homered on Sunday. 2 for 4. And the Padre win against the Dodgers. Switch hitting infielder. Made a couple of outstanding plays in spring training in the field, and a good one on Sunday as well. Playing second base Sunday. Hudson had his best year ever stealing last season. Good cut.
Yeah, great cut. And, you know, I think Danny Perino kind of got short end of the stick that first pitch of the at-bat. Looked like he was up and away. Now the second pitch from Saunders is up a little. He has no choice, right? He has to offer at that. He doesn't want to be 0-2. Trying to get a hit, but he does find himself 0-2 because he had to offer at it.
Hudson had 19 stolen bases last year, his career high.
He doesn't have to throw him a strike here.
Here it is, left-handed, a line drive to left center field, and that ball got out in a hurry into the bullpen. Beyond the 401 sign in that left center field corner. Tried to get him to chase the fastball at 89. Well, day baseball, it's tough because the work day, and it's, you know, to get off and to be able to come out to the ballpark and until school hits summer vacation. And the kids are tied up as well, but it's the way to play it.
Oh.
Right, sunshine.
Cuteness right there. Awesome.
It's a wonder you don't have about 20 children. I know Mary has something to say about that.
Yeah.
The way you love kids.
Well, yeah, you could have had 6, honestly.
Oh,
yeah.
You're picking on me. You know I have 6.
That's right, you do.
In fact, one of my sons called the other day and disguised his voice, and I said, "You just scared the devil out of me. I thought I had a 7th." Half a dozen is just fine. 2-2 to Perino. D-back seemed convinced that Hudson's going to try to steal.
Huge hole on the right side with Hill playing very, very close to second base. You see it right there. Shoot that side, maybe first and third action with 2 outs.
They got him picked off, and now in a rundown. Goldschmidt will make the tag, and that's it for the Padres in the second inning. After 2 at Petco, the D-backs lead at 1-0. In the top of the third inning, 1-0 Diamondbacks. And fans, this year you can save when you buy your San Diego Padre tickets early. Prices vary depending on the game that you'll want to attend and when you buy. Earlier the better. Check Padres.com for current ticket prices and be sure to buy early and save. Some youngsters able to get their schoolwork done, come out and enjoy a ball game. Upton walked, one of the 4 walks given up by Lutke in that first inning, as he walked in the only run of the game. Starts Upton with a changeup. Most home runs by an opponent here at Petco. Andrew Jones leading the way with 9, but Upton right there with Todd Helton and Mark Reynolds, the former D-back.
And those players playing within the division. Remember, Andrew Jones is a Dodger, but also with the Atlanta Braves, we know. So he's top of the list.
Lupke jumps in front, 2 strikes.
Hey, there's a fastball again, Dick, going right after him. Can't catch up to it. Made the point last inning.
Upton won the Silver Slugger Award last year, right field, for his big hitting. Ripped back to the middle. Oh, did he catch that?
Yes, he did.
Holy mackerel. Look in there. You might have a gold bullion or something else in there. How did he flash the glove and catch that one?
Sounded like it was off the end of the bat.
Self-defense catch by Lupke.
And you know, there are changeups thrown by pitchers to hitters, and sometimes there are changeups off the bat. And what I mean by that is a big swing, it might be off the handle or it might be off the end of the bat, and you're anticipating the ball to be a rocket. And it's like, okay, get to me, get to me, get to me. That seems like that was the case to Corey Lupke. Nice play.
Montera struck out his first time. Well, took some reflexes by Lupke. Ball seemed to curve around the plate, but he gets the call.
Back-to-back sliders.
Way up and in. He took care of Montero on strikes with a fastball the first time. Did he go? Yes. Third base umpire Jeff Kellogg with a clenched fist.
Yeah, it's a hoodie type of day. You betcha. A little cool in the air.
Petco not a bad part of the hood. Pretty nice here. Full count.
So we just saw some boys in the hood.
Full count. Montero. And he lifts that one foul and out of play. Well, on this date, April 11th in 1961, some of the fans that have migrated from Orange County down here to San Diego will remember the first game ever played by Gene Autry's California Angels. They played Baltimore, a good Baltimore team in Baltimore. And Eli Gerba was the winning pitcher. A complete game. Swung on and missed. He gets Montero again. And Ted Kluszewski,
the big clue,
hit 2 home runs in that first game, 7-2.
What year was that?
Halos, 1961 on this date.
And you started doing Halo games when?
Did the pre and post game show 66, 7, and 8, and then the play-by-play in 69.
Okay.
But Blattner left the Angels to go to Kansas City. The new Royals became their announcer with Denny Matthews. Young takes a strike. 3 strikeouts now for Corey Lupke as he settled down after the wildness of the first inning. Young and Upton, a couple of young players, stars, 24, 25 years of age, building the team around those two. Off speed and has Young out in front.
And we've got Mark Sweeney down by the dugout. Marco, one of the things I've noticed about Lukey, been more aggressive with the fastball the last 2 innings.
Yeah, good point, Mud, and I heard you too. Understanding these guys are looking for that off-speed pitch.
That fastball down low.
Look at how handsome Mark Sweeney is in that suit.
I like to say you look at it.
Take a good look at me, huh?
No, thank you.
Base is empty with 2 out here in the third. Were you down there in that comeback line drive by Upton?
I was not. I was circling through the stadium.
Drawn ball single into left field for Chris Young. That's the second Arizona hit of the game.
Oh, a nice load, huh? Mark Sweeney talks about the load, that front foot, and then moving the hands back. You know, there are some hitters out there that don't have that rhythm to getting the hands back. It looks like Chris Young does a nice job there.
Kubel walked with the bases loaded in the first inning to drive in the run, or to force in the run. Sends a strike in there.
Mark Sweeney, how tough is it as the shadows start to creep onto the field as a hitter?
Yeah, Mark, you make a good point. You look at the batter's eye, it's even shadows on that. That's what makes it real difficult. But when you have sun to shadow, you really don't pick up the seams of the baseball. That's what makes it very difficult from a hitter's standpoint.
Backs him off. Slower on that fastball, 89 miles an hour. High slicer down the left field side. Guzman over to the wall, and that's back in the seats. 1-2 to Jason Kubel. They say the weather should be good tomorrow night for the finale of this 3-game series, and rain is expected on Friday. Lawns here at Petco Park would appreciate that.
You know, when I'm commissioner, every getaway day
game,
it's got to be 12:35, 12:05,
or at least a day game somewhere. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. But here's a day game Wednesday, and then we play a night game on getaway day Thursday night.
Yeah. And when I'm commissioner,
do I have to call you Bud?
Mark Sweeney is going to be my right-hand man.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
I think Sergeant of Arms would be good.
Can I do it from San Diego?
Sure.
Okay.
Why would you want to leave this place?
No, I'm not leaving.
Ball 2 strikes the count on Kubel. Off the fist, soft liner over the head of Hudson into right field for a hit. And holding at second is Young on a bloop single by Kubel.
You know, interesting scenario because the defense in the outfield was swung way over towards left field. Lupke misses with location. You see Nick Hundley? Nick nearly had to come out of his crouch to try to get that ball down and in. And he just drops into the garden spot, shallow right center field. He got jammed on that pitch.
Goldschmidt struck out his first time, up with 2 on, 2 out here in the third. And the D-backs in front 1-0. Another quick glove from Lupke. What an inning. 2 line drives speared at the mound by the pitcher, Corey Lupke. Well, just when you think you've seen it all.
And here's the video of that controversial hit in the second inning. And since it did take so long to review by the umpires, we thought we would do some digging ourselves. I don't know about you, but the best set of eyes is usually one that is right next to it. And I'm joined by that set of eyes. Britt Poznansky, just enjoying spring break. Thought you'd get a good seat at the ballpark. Didn't think you'd see what you see, did you?
No, not at all. In fact, we had talked to the kids before the game. I came with the family about not reaching over because they're so close to fair play. So I saw the ball coming close. It came really close, and I didn't want to reach over, and I pulled back and hit the top of the wall and went back in play. So it was definitely not a home run.
I don't think it gets any more accurate than that, and clearly we've seen history decide, especially at Chicago Cubs games in the past, that you don't want to get it in fair play. So that did come into play today.
I didn't want to be Bartman. I didn't want to.
So what do you think of the replay when you were able to see what you saw, but it did take a while?
It took a long time. Yeah, I don't know why it was that long. I mean, it's pretty clear there. Now, I think there's a sign on the other side with a white border. Maybe that's what they were looking at, but it didn't come over the fence. It would have hit me if it did.
Baseball fans always have a opinion of instant replay. What is yours?
I like it. I've never seen it take that long, and, it can get the pitcher out of whack. Obviously, you got to have the inning quickly after that, but to make the right call, probably take a little bit of time.
And at least we got confirmation from Brent here that it was indeed the right call.
Absolutely.
All right, well, you heard it here first, or second in this case, but maybe firsthand. Guys, back to you.
All right, Layla, thank you. Good hustle award for Layla there.
Yeah, nice work, Layla.
Perino has struck out, and now Lupke 2-0 on the pitcher. We're in the third inning, 1-0 Arizona. There's a strike. Lupke 0 for 1 on the new season. Not a bad hitter.
Yeah, he can put a good swing on it. I want to see him square one up and go to right field because Upton is really playing shallow. I mean, Corey's not afraid to swing that bat. You can see how shallow Upton is right there.
Hits this one well to center field. Young has to retreat and make the play. 2 gone. That would have been well played into the alley. Cameron Maben grounded to short his first time. Cameron, one of those that felt a little low after last night's loss. Took strike 3 twice with men once bases loaded, and another late in the game with a winning run at third base. He's over 5 this year with runners in scoring position.
Mark Sweeney, as a position player, when you're playing and you're going through a streak like this, do the individual players kind of think that they have to take it upon themselves and hit a 5-run home run?
Yeah, and you can see that, Mud. Exactly that. Cameron Maben's a leadoff guy, and he has power in his swing, but you have to get back to basics and understand yourself first.
That's Swing Dog 9 coming right at you. Follow him on Twitter at Swing Dog 9. What's your handle, Dick, on Twitter?
I can't tell you.
Follow Dick Enberg on Twitter.
3-1. And Maben, high strike is called back.
That was a called strike?
Yes, it was.
My goodness.
Plate umpire Eric Cooper saw it in the strike zone. That's a strike. You thought it was high?
I thought it was high.
I thought you wanted the high strike called.
That's a little bit too high, I think.
Strike 3 called, and almost as if Eric Cooper wanted to let Maben know that he didn't like the fact that he took a false step to first base. He exaggerated the strike 3 call there, did Cooper. That was kind of in your face, Mr. Maben. Back after 3. Diamondbacks with a 1-0 lead. Bases loaded. Afternoon. What's the longest winning streak to start a season in Major League Baseball history? There have been some good ones at the very crack of the season. I think you're talking double figures here.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even 20. Not quite 20. Corey Lupke works on Ryan Roberts leading off the top of the 4th inning. Roberts a long out to center field his first time. Grounds this one foul. Roberts, then the pitcher Saunders, and Willie Bloomquist, the leadoff man. High pop-up on the infield. Shortstop Perino calling.
Hey, Dick, guess what that pitch was?
Another fastball.
Yep. Challenged him.
Now here's Saunders, who continues to baffle Padre hitters as he did last year. The last 3 starts went 3-0, 24 2/3 innings, allowing 1 earned run. And so far today, 3 innings, 1 hit, and 1 walk. Almost had a hit himself on a ground ball aimed toward right field that Hudson gobbled up and threw him out back in the 2nd inning. Lupke jumps ahead, 2 strikes in a hurry. And another. Strikeout number 4 for Corey Lupke. Well, the MLB on Fox season, Fox Sports proud to support Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. And to learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. Fans lazing out on the lawn, park at the park, out by our Fox Sports San Diego studio. Bloomquist walked and scored in the first, came around on 4 walks in the inning, and then tripled off the top of the fence in left center field in the second. One and one.
See Bud Black looking arm angle. Looked like talking about Corey Lupke in the arm slot.
Ground ball to short. Deep at short is Perino. Good throw. And Lupke, a 1-2-3 4th inning for the Padre left-hander. Up comes Denorfia, Headley, and Guzman. Sports San Diego presents Padres baseball. Brought to you by Sequan Casino. Get away for the day at the all-new Sequan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer. And welcome back to Petco Park. Last of the fourth inning, Chris Denorfia leads it off for the Padres and takes a strike. Denorfia popped up to second baseman Hill. Out in shallow right field down the line, his first at bat. 0-2.
Joe Saunders now at 44 pitches. He started this inning at 42. Corey Lupke threw that in 1 inning in the first.
Yeah. Slow curveball on that last strike from Saunders, and another.
But a nice adjustment by Corey Lupke, going to the fastball and just challenging these Diamondback hitters. And he only trails by a run.
That one slap foul down the right field side. Denorfia did some good hitting against the D-backs last year. Hit .351 in 13 games. No speeches, please.
Hey.
1-2 to Denorfia, then Headley and Guzman in the fourth inning. Padres need a run. Trailing 1-0.
Yeah, opportunity really hasn't been knocking. Remember, we talked about the Lexus keys of the game.
Chopped to third, 2 big hops to Roberts. Fires across low and dug out by Goldschmidt. Good play, backhanded by the young first baseman.
Yeah, that's not an easy play. And you talk about first baseman picking up their infielders, saving them in error. We just saw it. Top grounder. Chris Denorfia is going to go hard no matter what. Has to stride across his body, backhand pick by Goldschmidt.
Headley walked his first time. And he lines this one into right center field for a base hit. Young over to collect it, and Headley will turn and hold with a sharp single to right center. The second Padre hit.
That's a good approach by Chase Headley, Mark Sweeney, using the center of the diamond and swinging early in the count. We talk about getting all over that fastball. Nicely done by Chase.
So he joins Hudson, the only 2 base hits for the Padres off Saunders. 2 switch hitting infielders batting right-handed against the lefty Saunders. One nothing D-backs, fourth inning. Guzman fly to left his first time. There's the curveball that snaps into the strike zone.
Padres need a big hit right here. This is your guy. This is Guzman hitting fourth, your cleanup hitter.
Usually wears out left-handers. Ball in the dirt.
Well, Mark Sweeney, I really like that approach by Chase Headley.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do, Mud. You have to take what they give you. Joe Saunders located that fastball on the outside part. Chase Headley did a nice job using the big part of the field, right center.
Ground ball foul. Hit hard, but just out in front of it.
Mark Sweeney, we saw that Jesus Guzman interview after the game last night, and it just goes to show you how this kind of weighs on these players.
It does, Mud, and you know, taking a loss is always tough in the big leagues, but when it starts mounting, especially at the beginning of the year, the pressure starts setting in, and it's hard to accept at times.
Rolled to third, Roberts on the run, and he gets Guzman by a step. Headley moves into scoring position, and Nick Hundley looking for that first hit of the season. An elusive first hit. Chance to tie it up.
You know, I don't care what anybody says. It's just human nature. Guys press. I mean, they've got to. I mean, you know, it's happened to me. It's happened to Mark Sweeney. It happens to anybody. You just don't. You don't have to play sports to understand what pressing is all about. in your everyday life if things aren't going your way. I mean, you start to press, right? It's human nature.
Any student taking that at final exam.
Absolutely. Good analogy, Professor.
All right, Huntley. Let's just relax and get something you can drive. Headley tying run at second. Down low, ball one. Light breeze blowing from the left field corner across to right field off the ocean. Some sprinkles earlier in the day. Rained fairly hard at our place in La Jolla last night. At the knees, 1-1.
Yeah, it was coming down in Alpine as well, but the only difference between La Jolla and Alpine, it rains Avion water there. We get the dirty stuff in Alpine, the dirty rain.
I would think you'd get more of the mountain water. Isn't that pure or more clear?
In fact, get to the fire department in La Jolla. They use like Avion, right? Don't they? The high quality water.
2 balls and a strike.
Counting his favor. Let's see if he tries to challenge him with a fastball. And as you look at the Diamondback defense, Young is playing straight up the gut. I mean, you could line up home plate, rubber, and look at that right there.
Yeah, they play him honest in all fields, although there's a big hole up the first base side. As first baseman Goldschmidt is playing way off the line. Look at that. Big hole if he just punches one up the line.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the count in his favor, 3-1.
You know what I like about that last take from Hundley? Even though he's struggling, guys can get a little froggy and swing at bad pitches. He just spat on it.
Ball 4. For Saunders, his second walk. 2 on with 2 out, and big Kyle Blank steps up.
Mark Sweeney, as a hitter, you know, you've had your slumps before, and how difficult is it to go up to the plate and lay off those bad pitches when you know to yourself, I've got to get a hit, I've got to get a hit. It takes some serious discipline.
Yeah, Mud, it's all confidence issue. What I loved about what Nick Hundley did in his first at bat, even though it was an out, it was a productive out, he hit the ball to the right center. Getting the ball back in your stance and being comfortable to use your hands, that's exactly what he did well in spring training.
Leading hitter of the Padres, over 400 in Cactus League action, and it hasn't translated to the regular season yet. 2 on, 2 out. Blanks takes inside. Well, the Padres have received plenty of bases on balls. 8 last night, but not one of the 8 came around to score. In the last 16 walks, nary a one came all the way home. High fly ball to right toward the line. Upton, plenty of time to get there, and that's it for San Diego. No runs a hit. They leave 2, and after 4, it's 1-0 Arizona. Now, get your attention now. Nope, don't hustle away here. Time now for the Farmers Insurance Report Card. Kirk Gibson's team. As this presented by Farmers Insurance last season, the best in the majors, coming from behind. 48 of their wins were come from behind, and they beat the Giants to sweep the San Francisco Giants in their opening series, down 6-0 on Sunday. They committed 5 errors, did Arizona, and still rallied to win 7-6.
You know, when you win ball games like that, and as many games like that, it just becomes a confidence issue. And even though you're down, you know, you have that feeling. You know what? Somebody's going to come through. And if you don't come through, I'm going to pick everybody up. And that's what breeds in the dugout, and that's what wins you ball games. That's a great feeling.
Lukey will pitch to Hill, Upton, and Montera here in the Arizona 5th inning. The only run scored without the aid of a base hit in the first inning on 4 Lukey walks. 2-0 to Hill, who has grounded to third and flied to center. (3-0). In that first inning, Bloomquist walked, stole second, went to third on Hundley's throw, errant into center field. No one out. Bloomquist at third. There's a strike. Hill grounded out. Then Upton walked. Montera struck out. So first and third with 2 out. Then Young walked to load the bases, and then Kubel walked with the bases full to force in the run. That's the story offensively of this game as we move into the 5th.
And as Corey Lupke tosses pitch number 90, we have action in the Padre bullpen. There you see the breakdown.
43 of the pitches in the first inning, only 47 cents. One hopper handled by Perina, and a strike across for the out. That was well struck. Perina staying with it.
I love that kid. Andy Perino leaves it all out on the field. A hot smash. This ball might have some top spin on it, but he makes a nice play out of it. It might look easy, but that's not an easy play. And of course, the back end of the play, spinning towards his glove side and firing a strike. Nicely done.
The Kyle Blanks there to stretch out and meet the throw. And here's Justin Upton, lined back through the mound and caught the last time up. Another chance for Perino, and this one an easy 2 hopper. And 2 quick outs here in the 5th. Miguel Montero up twice, struck out twice. So tomorrow night it'll be Anthony Bass getting his first start of the season in Dustin Mosley's spot in the rotation. Mosley talking with the press, and he's going to let a couple of days go by and let that shoulder swelling go down, and then he'll have to make a decision. Can he go on a long DL list, maybe even a 60-day, and it'll, you know, just through rehab get himself 100%, or will he have to go to surgery? And that, of course, is the last option for him. That ball driven to left field. Guzman is there, and a line out, and there's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Lupke as we're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the books. 1-0 D-backs. here in the last of the 5th inning, trailing 1-0. Lower third of the order coming up. And first, our AT&T trivia question. The longest winning streak to start a season, 13 games. 13-0 start by the 82 Braves and the 87 Brewers. Arizona, the only team still unbeaten this year with their 4-0 start. Tigers lost today to Tampa Bay 4-2 as Tampa Bay got 4 runs in the 9th inning in Detroit. Off the fist, fly ball back at first, and Goldschmidt is there in fair territory for the out.
You talk about winning streaks to start a season. How about the other side of the ledger? Losing streaks. 1988 for the Baltimore Orioles. What a tough way to start a season. 0-21.
That's impossible. Man. Andy Perino struck out swinging his first at bat. And it hit him. Didn't exactly skip out of the way, and that breaking ball down at his feet, and Joe Saunders is saying, come on, he didn't even try to get out of the way.
Well, you know what? Andy Perino was my pick for Pick the Stick in our pregame show. I think I deserve a point for a hit batsman.
I think you get a point for that.
It was a breaking ball down and in. Not much of an effort, huh?
Didn't move. Took one for the team, and here's Lupke. He fly deep to center field his first time, up there to sacrifice with 1 out here in the 5th. Get that tying run into scoring position. Lupke giving himself up early and then fouls it away. Failure to sacrifice last night was costly. Padres in the 9th inning got a leadoff walk by Hundley, and Hudson tried to bunt him into scoring position but popped up. And then with 2 outs, DeNorfia came off the bench and singled. That would have won the game. But little word with so much connotation. There's the charge and a foul tip. Strike 2. Goldschmidt was in shaking hands with Lupke.
And these are the little things, right? Mark Sweeney getting that runner over to second base. And I pose you a question, my friend. With the corners crashing the way they were and 2 strikes, I would show bunt and now put on the butcher boy, because if you swing and foul it, you still got, a chance.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. Corey Lupke definitely shows bunt early. That's when you pull it back and you take that chance. And sometimes those things happen that turn things around as well, Mark.
I'd like to see that right here. Butcher boy, come on.
Yep, that's what he was going to do, and takes it inside. That'll make him honest. Roberts there at third, close enough to identify Lupke's aftershave lotion.
I'll tell you what, if you're charging and you see a pitcher or anybody pull back, I hope you've got a good dental plan.
Here he comes again. Undaunted at third. And he swings and fouls it away. He's got pretty good bat control. Last year he had 7 hits, 38 at bats, hit 184.
This is when both corners were crashing, Goldschmidt and Roberts. And then the next pitch, that's when Corey showed bunt and pulled back for the butcher boy, or the Baltimore chop.
Might be punting this time. Nope, swinging again.
Oh, that was a Willie Mays Hayes hack right there.
How did he even get any bat on that one?
I'm just glad he didn't get it on the thumbs. Oh my goodness gracious.
Like hacking your way out of the woods. Count remains 1-2. Perino still at first base. Down low. Eye of an eagle to take that one. Well, been a good at bat. He certainly has created an extra pressure on Saunders. Not an easy out. Still a chance to move up the runner. Saunders playing some catch with first baseman Goldschmidt.
I'm wondering if, 2-2 now, if Corey Lukey pulls back, does the Butcher Boy, as soon as Saunders commits to home plate, if Perino's going to be put in motion.
Outside, 3-2. This is quite an at bat for Corey Lukey. Six pitches, and he's worked it to 3-2. Struck him out. Finally had a full swing at it. And Saunders has his third strikeout. Maben has grounded to short and struck out. Only 5 hits in the game, 3 by Arizona. They got their run without the 8 of a hit, 4 walks in the first inning, and only 2 base hits for San Diego. Singles by Hudson and Headley. 1 extra base hit in the game, a triple by Bloomquist, who missed a home run by inches off the top of the fence in left center. That one caught by a young fan. Very good catch right in front of the press box.
Did he bring his glove?
No, bare-handed. Two strikes on Maben. A look ahead at the April schedule for the Padres. Arizona tomorrow night, then we go north to 3 for the Dodgers, 3 Colorado, then right back home from Denver, 4 home games, 19, 20, 21, and 22 of the Phils, and then Washington here, 24, 25, and 26. Hopefully we'll see Steven Strasburg, the San Diego State ace. Two strikes on Maben. Fastball outside at 91 miles an hour.
Well, Saunders doing a nice job of using both sides of the plate. That's exactly what he'll do with his fastball. Keep you honest. If you have a hitter who's guessing away, maybe diving a little bit, he'll try to bury it on the inside part of the plate, tie him up. That last pitch up and away. He might go soft away here.
Low and away.
Two-seamer, look like.
Go 2-2 to Maben. Pitch count for Joe Saunders climbing now to 75. 2 outs here in the 5th. Another low-scoring game. Diamondbacks getting the gift run in the first inning. Ooh, over but low. Changeup. So the count full to Maben. That'll give Perino a quick start at first here with 2 outs. Goldschmidt backing off the bag and playing behind the runner at first. High fly ball. Easing in for it is Young in center field. And the Padres are out in the 5th. They leave their 4th man, and after 5, Arizona still leading by 1. A look at the game summary. Go back to the first inning. A walk to Willie Bloomquist, the first man that Lupke faced, and a walk to Upton. Chris Young, he walks as well. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And Kubel draws a walk on a 3-2 pitch, and that was the 1 run scored in the game. Meanwhile, the veteran left-hander Joe Saunders efficiently taking care of the Padres. He's walked a couple, hit 1 batter, and allowed only 2 singles through 5 innings. So going back to last year, in his last 3 starts, Saunders against the Padres, he's now pitched almost 30 innings and allowed 1 run.
One thing is for sure, Corey Lupke making an adjustment after that first inning. He's only allowed 3 hits.
And he sends a strike into Chris Young.
Seems like his fastball location was off, and he made that adjustment, and he now finds himself working the top of the 6th.
Change up to Young, 1-1, with Kubel and Goldschmidt to follow in the D-back 6th inning. 43 pitches in that first inning, and then he settled down nicely. Fortunate in the 3rd inning, however, as he gave up a couple of singles and caught 2 line drive outs himself on sharp comebackers. That's in there. Late call from Gary Cooper, and the count levels at 2-2.
This is a good pitch here, I think. That's going to be right at the knees. Yeah, you betcha.
Strike 3 called. Young doesn't agree. Lupke has his 5th strikeout of the afternoon.
More times than not, that low fastball is a strike. Let's check it out. Yes, you betcha. Catches the corner right on the black, right at the knees.
Pitcher's pitch.
Good downward plane. Nice frame job also by Nick Hundley. Sticking that glove there and letting it stay there.
Jason Kubel, the bases loaded walk and a bloop single to right. Low ball 1. The other National League West teams will play tonight. The Pirates are at Dodger Stadium against Los Angeles, a 7 o'clock game, and San Francisco meets Colorado in Denver at Coors Field. Second game of their series, also under the lights. The 2-1 pitch. Foul back. Watch out. That was close to heading into our booth. Off the facing of the 3rd deck, and then it bounded through the 2nd tier and downstairs it goes. And a full count now to Kubel with 1 out here in the 6th. Hit hard into center field for a base hit. Solid single by Kubel. He's 2 for 2. Let's go down on the farm. The Padres had some great success last year. We saw so many of the youngsters during spring training, impressed by them. Austin Hedges, the teenage catcher right here in the San Diego area. Grand slam homer last night in the Fort Wayne win. Cody Decker had a couple of home runs. And James Darnell, 2 for 4, a double against Sacramento. So Lupke with 1 out here in the 6th inning. His pitch count to 105, and Bud Black goes to the bullpen. Other than the first inning, a nice outing by Lupke. Sundays on Fox Sports San Diego. Join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall, the personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week, Frank Robinson, Boys in the Hall, Sundays, presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat. Brad Brock comes in with 1 out and 1 on here in the 6th inning. Brock, who was touched up for a 2-run homer on opening night, as Matt Kemp hit it out. This is his 3rd appearance. Corey Lupke can't find much fault other than the fact he couldn't throw strikes in the 1st inning. It was close. Most of those walks were on 3-2 pitches. As he walked 4, no walk since. Limited the D-backs to 4 hits. One of those by Kubel with 1 out in the 6th inning. So Brock keeps an eye on him. Goldschmidt struck out and lined out to Lupke on the mound. Fastball 91 miles an hour from the right-hander. So tomorrow night it'll be Anthony Bass against Ian Kennedy, the Arizona ace. A 7 o'clock game, 6 o'clock for Padres Live here on Fox Sports San Diego. Then Friday night, a 7:10 game in Los Angeles, and Clayton Richard will try to follow up on his excellent pitching performance of Sunday. Dodgers have not as yet announced who they'll have on the mound on Friday night. Six o'clock on Friday night for the Padres Live pregame show. Check that on road games. It's a half-hour pregame show, so 6:30 for Padres Live on Friday night. 2-1. Goldschmidt waits. The outside corner with the fastball at 91.
Hey, Brad Brock, hold him right here. Chance for a victory.
Nice. Got him. Keeping the ball away from Goldschmidt. 2 away. And here's Ryan Roberts.
You talk about locating the fastball. 3 pitches outside corner to Goldschmidt. You know, Goldschmidt's got a chance to really be an impact player in his big league career. He's a threat. He can hit for power to all fields. But Brad Brock does a nice job of pinpointing and picking up Corey Lupke for another 1/3 of an out here in this inning and hopefully leaving that runner at first base.
Roberts flied out and popped up. Tim Stauffer starting to throw some soft toss, so that's a good sign that he's getting better. There's Tim to the right of Lupke, and then Dustin Mosley on the far left of your screen, going through some tough times here mentally, emotionally. That right shoulder, does he need surgery? Can he rehab it? Come back to the ball club?
You know, I talked to Dustin prior to the game, and I just said, you know, how tough it is, and you know, pitchers go through that. And you know what he said to me, and it just put it all in perspective. He said, you know what, I did all my work, meaning he busted his tail the offseason. He did everything. He doesn't look back and say, you know, maybe if I did this differently. He left it all in the weight room, doing his work, getting in shape, and that's all a guy can do, right?
Right.
He was prepared. He did his work. It's just something that's out of his control. His shoulder started barking. Hey, he said, I'll get through it. It happens, and we move on.
3-0 now to Roberts, and ball 4. So that brings up the pitcher spot. Saunders as Brock walks his first man. First and second as Kubel moves up to second base, and Saunders out on a good play by Hudson at second base. Nearly drove the ball into right field and took a third strike his last time. Brad Brock from Monmouth University, a Hawk.
Where's that at, Dick? Come on now.
New Jersey.
Have you ever been there?
No, I think it's just outside of New York City. I think it's very close to where the New York Jets training camp is.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not certain. He's from Freehold, New Jersey, Brock. Lifer as a bullpen man. Hundley saying, hey now, 1-0 game, 2 on here. Don't get careless with Saunders. Buries a strike there, 91. Saw fly into the crowd behind the third base dugout.
Hey!
Fan in a yellow shirt with a glove and makes a one-handed stab. Well done, a Texan.
Hook 'em horns. Houston Street should be very proud. It's a nice grab.
That's Bobby Boulevard there, not Houston Street.
And then I think he gave it to a kid.
Off the fist, right to Hudson. 4-3. The soft toss, and the inning's over. No runs, a hit, 2 left, bottom of the 6th. 1-0 Arizona.
Baseball here at Petco Park on Fox Sports San Diego. Arizona leading the Padres 1-0 in this bottom of the 6th inning. Chris Denorfia is about to face Joe Saunders of the Diamondbacks. Fun fact about Denorfia, he has faced Saunders more than any other Padre on the team. And Denorfia talked about Saunders before the game and how you attack him. Interesting that they have to talk about the approach, because Cahill, you talk about that sinker. With Saunders, it's a different approach, Denorfia said, but one where you have to be calculated in each at-bat you take. Same could be said for most major league pitchers, but something where he knows how he has to face him because of that experience. Let's send it back upstairs to Dick Enberg and Mark Grant. Guys.
All right, Layla, thank you very much. Chris, on the mound, you have the calculator in Saunders, who's got a variety of speeds and angles. Not overpowering, but throws all his pitches for strikes. Denorfia has popped to second. Ground ball to deep third his last time, and Roberts threw across in the dirt, but dug out by Goldschmidt.
And this is the 25th at bat against Joe Saunders for Chris Denorfia, as Layla mentioned.
Montero didn't like the way Saunders threw those first 2 pitches, as Denorfia works the count to 2-0.
He has faced Saunders the most, as I want to get something straight. I don't know whether it was in the delivery or maybe the location. Take a look at that last pitch. Montero stepped down and away. That ball leaks middle in, and he says, okay, we're going to put a stop to this.
High chopper wide to third. There's the shortstop Bloomquist. 1 away. Just makes it look easy, Saunders. That's what he's done to the Padres all of last year, and he starts right where he finished a season ago. Lots of easy outs. Headley, the one man who's been aboard both at bats, a walk and a single. Fastball for a strike. Saunders, puzzling that he would have such a terrible start last year in his first season with Arizona, going 0-5, and then put it all together, finished the year 12-13, and just gave the Padres 0. 3 straight wins.
You know, that's a nice little run, starting 0-5 and then ending up 12-13. That's, you talk about playing catch up as an offense. If you're down early, how about as a pitcher? You have to wait once every 5 days to try to improve that record.
2-2 to Headley. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 the D-backs. That 1 run way back in the first inning. In the dirt, and there's another full count for Chase Headley. Curveball missing that time. Guzman on deck. Out of play. The other thing that Saunders gave to the NL West champion D-backs last year were innings. The best of his career, 212 innings. You send him out there, you're going to get 7 innings, maybe more. Ground ball to third. Roberts deep at third. The long throw is in time.
The Padre fans, Saturday, April 21st, your Padres are going to face off against the Fightin' Phils of Philadelphia at 5:35. The first 25,000 fans will take home a new Padres cap presented by Fox Sports San Diego. Don't wait. Buy your tickets early and save at Padres.com or get on the horn. 619-795-5555.
And the fans saw you with that nice looking cap going out of the park last night. You had to box them out. You had those elbows out.
You were leading the way like a pulling guard.
Got to. Those are good looking caps. I like that. You know, the new logo, the Petco Park Padre logo. 25,000. So get out here early on that Saturday night. There's the logo on the cap. Guzman takes a slow breaking ball, the curveball at 75 for a strike.
A couple of different speeds out of the hand of Saunders on that number 2.
Reaches out and pulls that one into left field for a base hit. Got a changeup. 3rd hit off Saunders. All singles.
2 strikes you have to protect. And that means even if it's a pitch that's going to be out of the strike zone, you don't want to take that chance getting called out. Guzman, hey, it's not a pretty swing, but you know what? It's a changeup. It's 0-2. Catches too much of the plate, and he is aboard with a 2-out knock.
Brings up Hundley, who was flied to right and walked.
This would be a nice opportunity for Nick Hundley to bust out his offer for the season and send one out of here. Take the lead.
After a rip-roaring spring for Nick Hundley, hitting well over 400. Things have dipped down to the worst of lows, 0 for 14 to start the year. But one swing can get you on that high note, the positive side.
All right.
Change up and he lays off. 2-0.
Count in his favor.
Change up.
I think he's going to go fastball away. Oh, it was a change up. Good call, Professor.
Yeah, it's so the same.
Oh, did you see the wiggle?
3-0 to Hundley. Trouble is, most pitchers you might figure you get a fastball 3-0 and take a shot here, but not necessarily from Saunders.
Two-seam fastball away here.
On the outside corner, didn't give him the heart of the plate. 3-1. If Hundley is successful, and Kyle Blanks is on deck.
Fastball in.
Full count to Hundley. Guzman off with the pitch.
You might see a change up here. He's got confidence. He'll throw it any time. He's going fastball in again.
And it's on the inside corner, strike 3, and that's when things are not going well. Hundley took a pitch that was too good to take, and he's out on strikes. 1-0.
Top of the 7th right now, 1-0 Diamondbacks. Mark Sweeney, Mike Pomeranz with you. Take you back to the action in a second. Corey Lukey settled in nicely today.
Yeah, after the first inning and throwing that many pitches, he did an outstanding job giving his team an opportunity to win. Struggled with command early, but found his fastball and started throwing and pounding the zone.
Had a high pitch total there in the first. Didn't know how long he was going to be able to go. He ends up going 5 1/3 there, as you see. Those 4 walks kind of wearing on you a bit, and 5 strikeouts going to take some pitches out of that arm.
Yeah, and he limited the damage, though, and only scoring 1 run gave his team an opportunity to win. Coming back and scratching this out, that'd be a big win for the Pods.
Well, Dick and Mark got a great post-game show. Hope everybody's going to join us for that. We're going to break down Corey Lukey a little bit further. Got to look ahead, of course, to tomorrow's game, and you're going to hear from Bud Black and a Little League instructional. It's going to be a lot of fun. How to hit inside the baseball. We're going to play that again for you coming up in the post-game show, guys.
All right, Mike, here we go. 7th inning. And Bloomquist leads it off. You know what will really make your postgame show great? 2 runs.
Yeah.
For the Padres.
A W.
It certainly makes those postgame efforts all the more enjoyable.
Winning cures all, doesn't it, Dick?
It surely does. Panacea. Bloomquist has walked to lead off the game. That was the run. As 3 more men followed with walks off Lutke. He tripled, almost made it 2-0 with that high drive off the top of the fence, the Ashford sign out in left center. And he drives this one to right field, and playing it on a hop is Denorfia. So leadoff single for Bloomquist. Aaron Hill 0 for 3 steps up. Aaron Balsley on the bullpen phone, and one of the Padre pitchers peeling off the warm-up jacket, Josh Spence, the man from Melbourne. See how Kirk Gibson plays it here with a 1-0 lead in the 7th. Will he go to a sacrifice? Gill takes a long look at third base coach Matt Williams to see what's the play.
I think he's going to be swinging here.
He is, and it's a high fly ball. Easing back is Maben, tagging is Bloomquist, and here comes the throw in. It's offline, but Bloomquist scampers back to first base. 1 out. Justin Upton steps up. He's walked, he's lined back to the pitcher, and he's grounded to short.
Now keep note here, if you're going to throw Upton a first pitch breaking ball, make sure that it's a breaking ball that's down and away. I guess my point is you don't want to throw him a get me over first pitch for a strike breaking ball because he'll turn on it.
It's a wonderfully compact swing of this big man. Just doesn't seem to have any loose parts to that swing.
Whoa. Brad Brock looked like he kind of slipped a little bit on that back foot, and it threw off his release point to first base. That could have went down towards the Diamondback bullpen.
Yeah, Kyle Blanks did a good job of scooping that up backhanded. Fouled at the plate. Josh Spence and Ernesto Frieri, left-hander and a right-hander, getting loose in the Padres pen. You might see Spence to work against Montero, who's on deck. Left-handed hitting catcher. Off speed, down in the dirt.
Not only Josh Spence effective, and he can be effective against lefties, but also righties because of that changeup of his, and he throws below the hitting speed. That's what makes him so effective.
Upton, 1-1 the count. 1 out, and Bloomquist at first.
He may be going. They may have something on. Bloomquist can get his share of stolen bases as well.
That late sun coming in from the left field corner right into the eyes of Blanks there at first base. He bluffs going, and Upton takes ball 2. 2-1. I don't know what it is, just visually there's something about the left-handed swing that seems more poetic,
more
smooth,
graceful.
Now and then you see a right-handed swing. And I think of the players in the National League, Upton has as nice a looking right-handed swing as you can find. Breaking ball must have been low. 3-1 to dangerous Justin Upton.
Look at the tilt on this pitch, and you know what? That's a strike. It might look like Nick Hundley's glove goes out of the zone, but I thought that was a pretty good pitch.
Ooh.
Nice. Almost the same pitch. I mean, that one a little higher in the strike zone, towards the bottom of the strike zone, but the pitch prior to that one just below the knee on the fox tracks for a strike, but called a ball.
That slider at 80 miles an hour, head up and out in front. And the count is full. Let's see if Bloomquist goes. Yes. It's a ball at the plate, and the D-backs have 2 on with 1 out here in the 7th inning. Second walk from Brad Brock.
Here's how Brad Brock went about pitching to Upton. Early fastball challenged him right down the middle. Then he went to the breaking stuff. Fastball, slider, 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 slider. He worked the count full. Good tilt. Didn't get the call there. Nasty break. And then went back to the fastball. You see Nick Hundley, as soon as the umpire called ball 4, he ate it. Held on to it.
Josh Spence will come in from the bullpen. A left-hander to pitch to Montero. And Brad Brock goes an inning, allows a hit and a walk, 2 walks and a strikeout. 2 men on, 1 out here in the D-backs 7th inning. Here comes Spence. At Petco Park in Arizona on a bases loaded walk back in the 1st inning, leading 1-0. Josh Spence comes in from the bullpen, looking ahead to tomorrow's final game of the series. Ian Kennedy with that flashy 21-4 record of a year ago and a 2.88 ERA. Padres going to have to beat the D-backs best with Kennedy on the mound, former Southern California star. Anthony Bass from Wayne State. In fact, Kirk Gibson, the Michigander, said, "Isn't that Bass kid from the Detroit area, isn't he?" I said, "Yeah, Wayne State." Yeah, we got to keep our eyes on those Wolverines. That's the matchup tomorrow night. 7 o'clock game, 6 o'clock for Padres Live. Mike and Mark will get you going. Josh Spence making his first appearance of 2012. He was called up from Tucson when Tim Stauffer went down with the arm injury. The magician. He's got a bundle of card tricks.
A little high on the walks last year. You see the 19 walks in 29 2/3 of an inning pitched.
Way out in front of the breaking ball is Montero. 74 miles an hour on that slider.
As I mentioned earlier, Josh Spence throws below the hitting speed. The hitting speed is about 87 to 91, right? That's generally what pitchers are throwing, average. If you throw above that, it's got a little bit of fuzz, giddy up on it. But Spence, he'll top out about 83, 84 on the fastball.
Way out in front again.
And then he flips the frisbee up there at 76. Well, he's from Victoria, Australia, right, Dick?
That's the state of Victoria, but
right.
Actually from the city of Melbourne.
And his game is he's got to keep the ball down. Getting ahead like he is now 0-2. And his arsenal: fastball, curveball, slider, and change. He'll throw anything at any time.
The 2-strike pitch. Got him again. He's ready to eat that bat. Montero on 3 slow sliders, strikes out, 2 away.
There it is, the frisbee. And with each one, he just puts it a little bit more outside. Uno, dos, adios.
Well, the man from down under up on top in terms of 3 pitches and striking out Montero. And Ernesto Frieri beckoned from the bullpen to pitch to Chris Young. 2 outs now in the 7th inning. It's still 1-0 at Petco.
Arizona 1-0 over the Padres. Follow the Padres with the MajorLeagueBaseball.com. That's MLB.com @Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and much, much more. Text @Bat to 31826 or visit Padres.com for details. That's something you won't see me doing right there. How you doing?
Hubba hubba. Ernesto Frieri. And Chris Young, a 2-run blast last night to win it in the 11th inning. He's walked, singled, and struck out today. That young fan there, I figured out that's popcorn.
Yeah.
Brought some homemade popcorn.
Life's good, huh? Big league ball game and a big old bag of popcorn.
We have our own, it's almost like the miniature version of the theater kind of popcorn machine. Oh, man, we give that a workout. Love popcorn.
It is good stuff, isn't it?
Just the smell alone.
Oh,
I mean, you got to eat a lot of popcorn once you. That scent comes wafting. 1-1 to Young. 2-1 from Frieri.
Remember, we talked about Corey Lukey making an adjustment in being aggressive with the fastball. Remember Ernesto Frieri, his last time out, he gave up the home run on a breaking ball, right? And then it's almost like he got ticked off and said, enough is enough, and started going with the fastball and was very successful after that.
3-1. Slider way outside. Frieri gave up the 2-run home run to Andre Ethier on Sunday. That made it 8-4.
And then after that, remember, he went after Uribe and Loney with fastballs. 2 quick outs after that home run.
Big pitch, 3-1. Young takes ball 4, and the bases are loaded. It's the 7th walk in the game given up by Padre pitching, and Darren Balsley going to go out and talk to Frieri. It's a 1-0 game, and Padres can ill afford a mistake here, and the D-backs blow it wide open. Jason Kubel, he accounted for the only run. Bases loaded walk with 2 outs in the 1st inning. He singled the last 2 times.
That might have been a meeting about how to go about pitching to Kubel. righty on lefty. You might say, hey, you know what? Let's start him off with a backdoor breaking ball. Let's start him off with a good hard fastball down and away.
Blomquist to third. Upton at second. Young at first. 2 out here in the 7th. Whoa, we just missed that one. High pop foul off third. Headley won't have the play. Just wide of the dugout. Just about 5 feet away from Headley's reach.
You're right, Dick. That last pitch was a very fat pitch to Kubel. He got extended. He just worked underneath it a little bit.
Outside, 1-1. Looking out at the bases like 3 red corpuscles out there. D-backs with the bags full. 1-1.
Nice.
Well placed fastball, 92 miles an hour. Was a free agent, ex-Minnesota Twin. 1-2 with the bases full, 2 outs here in the 7th. Foul back.
See Nick Hundley prior to that pitch. He gave the sign and he kind of gave the fist pump. Come on now, Big Earn. Let's make a pitch here. What's that tell you about Nick Hundley? Guy's 0 for the season, but he's trying to pick up his pitcher and cheer him on to make a good pitch to get out of this inning and leave 3 runners stranded. Slider, curveball, fastball in.
High fly ball, shallow and right. Hudson calling off Denorfia. And the second baseman has it, and that's it. For the D-backs, they leave the bases full. In the 7th, it remains 1-0. Half of the 7th for the Padres. It'll be Blanks, Hudson, and Perino against veteran lefty Joe Saunders. As we check our Burger King in-game box score, that's some 3 singles, and that's been it. Blanks has flied twice to the right fielder, Justin Upton. As we look at the Burger King in-game box score, 3 singles barely get you a burger. We got to get some fries and a drink out of this. 1-0 Arizona. Inside, 2-0. His first start of the season, Kyle. Ground ball deep at short and off the glove of Bloomquist, and safe at first as Blanks takes a good aggressive turn and will hold there at first. So the leadoff man is on. I'm not sure if Bloomquist had fielded the ball, he could have thrown out Blanks anyway.
Yeah, we know that Cal Blanks can get down the line with the best of them. That big frame gets going. Yeah, it would have been, I think it would have been close. It would have been tough play for Bloomquist.
Ruled a base hit. Had a lot of topspin.
Yeah, look at him go.
Orlando Hudson has singled and popped to the first baseman. Lined right to the third baseman, double play. Oh my. Tough luck as Hudson hits it right on the button to Roberts, and Roberts fires back across to Blanks, and he had no chance to return. Line drive double play.
So many times base runners are told by the coaches, first base coach, third base coach, what do you do on a line drive? You freeze. As soon as that ball was struck, and I know it's easier said than done, but human nature is the ball is struck hard, you're going, right? But it's preached so many times by coaches. Freeze on the line drive. Don't get doubled up.
Now Saunders fortunate there, a base hit and then a line drive that could have been trouble, but it went right to the glove of Roberts at third base for 2 outs. Andy Perino has struck out and was hit on the foot by a pitch from Saunders, who now is over the century mark in offerings. Into right center field, and that ball is caught by Upton. There's that speed of the big man Justin Upton. He just ran it down, and Perino robbed of the hit. So 3 well hit balls by the Padres in the 7th inning, but they're gone in a hurry. And after 7, Upton and the D-backs still lead 1-0. Brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. By your San Diego County Lexus dealer. And by Burger King, the proud sponsor of opening week baseball. And welcome back to Petco Park, a look in from the park at the park. Fans are enjoying the action, and the big screen television on the opposite side of the hitter's backdrop. It'll be Kubel. Check that Goldschmidt, rather. Roberts and then Saunders, and the bullpen is busy for Arizona. You may have seen the last of Joe Saunders as the Padres finally hitting him hard. All 3 balls hit hard in the last of the 7th, but nothing to show for it. David Hernandez, right-hander, getting loose. 2-1 to Goldschmidt, who has struck out, lined out to the pitcher, and then struck out again in the 6th inning, facing Brad Brock.
You know, we always talk about relievers and having to hold a lead in your 7th inning guy, 8th inning guy, closer, right? I don't think there's a more important inning than right now for Ernesto Frieri to hold these Diamondbacks to 1 run, because just of the fact the Diamondback bullpen and the numbers they put up this early in the year. Hernandez, Shaw, we saw him last night.
He's really impressive, isn't
he? So he has to hold them at 1. There are holds when you're ahead, and believe me, there are holds when you're behind as well. And this is a hold situation for Frieri to hold them at 1-0.
The Padres here against the D-backs have gone 20 innings and scored only 2 runs. And 10 hits is all in those 20 innings. So all the more pressure on the pitching. They just can't afford to make a mistake. And that 1 run, even back in the first inning, has just grown bigger and bigger and bigger as the game's progressed. And the D-backs benefiting from the fact they didn't need a base hit to get the run. 4 straight walks.
Oh, how nice. That gentleman giving that ball. Look at the smile on his face. Is that priceless?
High fly, right center. Maben. And Denorfia. Maben calls him off. 1 away. Diamondbacks, one of the reasons they won the West last year, they won the close ones. Look at that, since the start of last year. 31-16 in 1-run games. Tigers, Brewers, Rays, and Phillies all successful in those close games, and that's where the Padres had their difficulties. They played a lot of close games, did not win the 1-run games.
You know what the big key on that graphic is? All those teams made the playoffs.
Tatman has popped up and flied out and walked.
How come I get a kick out of that?
Ryan Roberts. Check swing foul. You know, one thing about, I guess, once you start visiting the tattoo parlor, it's hard to stop. I mean, in spring training, he was talking about, you know, couldn't wait to go add to his, you know, physical art. You know, if he has a good day, then he goes, gets another little something. 2 strikes. High and away. I think, you know, we were talking about you getting a tattoo, and I know you never will, but I think a butterfly would be nice for you.
You know, I've got an answer for you. If I had a tattoo.
You got him on
thank
the
you.
outside corner.
Thank you very much. A high slider.
First strikeout for Ernesto Frieri.
Seems like the strike zone this afternoon has been moving around a little bit. That slider looks like it's off the plate. Ernesto Frieri gets the call.
Here's veteran Jeff Blum to hit for Joe Saunders.
I think if I were to get a tattoo, it would be a 6-pack ab on my stomach, looking like it's, you know, like I got a 6-pack.
You mean like it'd be real muscular?
Yeah,
They would, you know, what would they call it? A faux 6-pack?
Yeah, that's good.
I guess then I'd have to go with a bottle of Margot. Swing and a miss by Blum. Blum pinch hit last night and struck out. Facing Edinson Volquez.
Good running fastball at 93 from Ernesto.
Colorado gets 2 early and leading San Francisco 2-0 in the second. And the count goes 3-1 to the pinch hitter. A slider missing. Pirates and Dodgers will start at 7 o'clock tonight, the other NL West. Swing and a miss. And Joe Saunders Mighty stingy last year. 3 games. The Padres got only 1 run in 3 games off them. No runs today in 7 innings. Just 4 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Sterling job by the veteran lefty.
And believe me, pitchers know. Hitters know who they hit well off of. Pitchers know who they pitch well against.
D-backs have only 5 hits themselves, but were able to score a run in the first inning without the aid of a hit. Lundqvist, Upton, Young, and then Kubel all walking to force in the run. That's a strike, and Blum knew it. So good pitching by Frieri. We've completed 7.5. Padres bring up the pitcher spot. Maven and DeNorfia in the last of the 8th. And Padre fans, as time running out, hoping to get a rally here late and give Arizona some of its own medicine. As David Hernandez comes in from the bullpen, he pitched an inning last night, gave up a walk and a hit, but escaped in the 9th inning as the game went extra innings and eventually won by Arizona. Hard throwing right-hander from Baltimore, Gerardo Parra, comes into the game in left field for Kubel. They'll hit straight up here as Parra will be in the number 6 spot in the batting order. And Will Venable leads off for the Padres, batting for Frieri, who gave up a walk but retired the last 4 men that he faced. A couple of strikeouts, Frieri. And Venable fouls it back. 0-2 the count.
Remember Hernandez, a heavy fastball. He's their setup guy. Fastball curve change, about 95 to 97. There's a lot of 4-seam fastballs, so that means it straightens out a little bit, unlike a 2-seamer that has some down and away action to the lefty.
All the way to the screen. 1-2. Curveball bouncing in. Venable, 3 hits in 14 tries. And that's popped up at around home plate. Third baseman Roberts calling for it. And he comes in to make it an easier play than it would have been for the catcher Montero. 1 out.
One of the luxuries that the Diamondbacks have in Hernandez that last year he was 11 for 14 in saves when J.J. Putz was on the shelf. So it's always, and the Padres have that as well, right, Dick? They, Cashner in a pinch could close. It seems like it's the progression when pitchers are brought up to the big leagues and they're a setup guy or maybe a middle reliever. And they've got such electric stuff that they make that progression to the 7th inning guy, the 8th inning guy, and then eventually.
You know, Cashner could be a closer very easily. And I asked Bud Black today, remember when they acquired him from Chicago? There's the 1-0 pitch to Maben. They said that he could be in the bullpen or could become a starter. And I said, he's still thinking in that regard that maybe before the season's over that Cashner could be a starter. He said, well, you've got to remember he only pitched in 7 games last year. So he's got to get his arm strengthened and in the bullpen working an inning, maybe 2 occasionally, and have to stretch out. But it's conceivable down the line that Cashner could be a starting pitcher for the Padres.
He sure is fun to watch, that's for sure. I'd love to see that ball just jump out of his hand, 99, 100 miles an hour.
2-1 now to Maben. Bases empty, 1 out in the 8th. Chop foul.
Glenn Hoffman still has the good hands down there at third base. He gives it to a Yankee fan, Derek Jeter fan. Okay, that's enough.
What did he do? What did he do to deserve that meism?
Look at Glenn Hoffman. Hands out in front, solid stance, good base. Nice flip throw also.
2-2 to Maben. Up high. Plenty on that one, 95 miles an hour. Denorfia on deck. Padres are running out of outs, trailing only 1-0 here in the 8th. All 4. Maben hesitating as if he was awaiting a call from Cooper, strike 3. Oh, the speedy Maben aboard, carrying the tying run with 1 out in the 8th.
That last pitch has been called a strike at times this afternoon. It's a 2-seamer down and away. Who might be just below the knees.
Daddy long knees. Yeah, that was a close call.
Hey, let's get him around. Got some speed on the bases.
Denorfia grounded twice to the left side of the infield and popped to second. Time called. Quick check of the scoreboard. Cincinnati beat St. Louis 4-3. Washington shut out the Mets 4-0. Milwaukee beat the Cubs 2-1. Phillies lead Miami 6-1 in the 7th. In there. Slider. Atlanta leading Houston 4-1 in the 4th. Colorado a 3-0 lead in the 2nd against the Giants. Pittsburgh and the Dodgers tonight at 7. D-backs pitchers have done a good job of holding Padre runners on. Saunders did a good job. Denorfia able to check on that fastball. 1-1.
Remember, it's worth reiterating, from first base to the cutout, 17 feet. Okay, so if you're at home, hey, get a tape measure out to give you an idea in your living room. Go 17 feet from the wall, and that gives you an idea how big of a lead Cameron Maben's taken.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
You got to have that tape measure with you during the ball game.
I go up the living room. Throw to first and not in time, and Montero snap throw and a good one, but Maben urged back to the bag by Dave Roberts, his coach.
Or, if you're out in the backyard with some friends, right, have an imaginary base, measure out 17 feet and have a pitcher try picking you off. It gives you an idea how far it is you're leading off and how far you have to get back to the bag without getting picked.
Nothing like doing that at a picnic, It really livens it up. 2 balls and a strike. Oh, these D-back pitchers have thrown over there often, haven't they, today?
Yes, they have.
Getting us ready for the Rockies. 2-1. Denorfia. The action pitch, Maben. At first, the fly ball hit pretty well to center field. Back goes Young. He's still going back at the wall. Touch 'em all! Denorfia gives the Padres the lead. Two to one on Chris Denorfia's first home run of the season. In the lineup because a left-handed starter, he stays in against the right-handed reliever and hits it over the 396 sign.
And Young loses his glove in the process. I'll tell you what, that's a wake-up call for the Padres bench. You betcha. And I'll be quite honest with you, Dick. As soon as that ball was hit, I didn't think he got it all.
It had good carry, and of course, it's the difference between a ball hit at 6:30 at night and one at 7:30. The walk to Maben critical on a 3-2 pitch, and then Denorfia, a home run over the center field fence. Actually, in losing the glove, Young the ball did clip the glove on the other side of the fence. That's about a 398-foot home run.
You talk about a big-time hit. You know, there are home runs when your team's down 8-1 late. That is huge.
And Headley gets into this one. Deep to right center, but Young in position to make the catch. The glove almost caught the ball, but without the hand in it.
Yeah. See, now, if I'm commissioner, he has to play the rest of the inning with no glove. That's a hang with him. You can't hang on to your glove, guess what? You don't get to use it. Nice going, Chris Denorfia.
We could be thankful for a lot of things, and one of those is the fact you're not commissioner. A 2-1 Padre lead on a dramatic home run by Denorfia here in the 8th inning. Jesus Guzman has a single in 3 trips.
And that gets things stirring in the bullpen because Houston Street looks like he is up and throwing. Getting loose for the top of the 9th.
And the count to Guzman.
Wouldn't hurt to add on here.
There's Houston Street. Pitched an inning last night. 1-2-3. And Guzman works the count to 3-0. Nick Hundley on deck. Denorfia has amazing bat speed. Not the biggest or strongest guy on the squad. Ground ball pulled deep to third, backhanded by Roberts. Off the bag was Goldschmidt, but able to dance back and kick it for the out. But the Padres on a walk to Maben, and Denorfia's big swing, a drive to high center field for the 2-run homer, and the Padres finally claim the lead at 2-1. Jr. star of the game as we look at Chris Denorfio's move from right field to left field defensively. And he hit this one to center field over the reach of Chris Young, just out of his reach and off his glove for the 2-run dinger. And the Padres have the lead 2-1.
Okay, it's 396 straightaway center field. That ball had to go, what, about 405 feet. So get your tape measure out at home, folks. On the front yard, measure out 405 feet. Give you an idea how far Denorfio's home run went.
I could see people scrambling all over San Diego, getting that tape measure out, going down the street. Next thing you know, you're in the next neighbor's garage. All right. Serious time now as Houston Street looks for his first save as a Padre. He'll face Bloomquist, Hill, and Justin Upton. Anyone gets on, Miguel Montero. Bloomquist, a walk, scored the only run. Bases loaded walk brought him in the first inning. Tripled off the very top of the fence in deep left center. Grounded out and single to right. So he's had a good day. 2 of the 5 Arizona hits, Bloomquist. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Triple so close to a home run that it was reviewed on instant replay by the umpires. Good slider. One and 2.
That is pinpoint control.
And that is Houston's strength.
Yeah.
It's not his overpowering stuff.
No, that's just 89 miles an hour. It's a 2-seam fastball. It's got some life coming back to that outside corner of the right-handed hitter.
Got him. Another slider. 1 away in the 9th. Bloomquist down on strikes, and here's Aaron Hill, 0 for 4. A couple of flies to center and a couple of ground balls to the left side for Aaron Hill. He's 2 for 19 on the season, but the 2 are home runs. Throwing strikes. Another slider. Good interview with Houston Street in the Padres Live pregame show.
Thank
Mark Grant. Very interesting man.
Yes, he is. Good kid.
Did not go around. Marty Foster there with the call at first base. 2-1 the count.
Well, let's check it out.
Good call.
Oh, come on.
I know you always think they go around. High fly ball. Shallow center. Maben has a beat on it. 2 away. And the showdown. Justin Upton with 2 outs in the 9th against Houston Street in a 2-1 game. Those young guys have been with us all the way, rooting for their Padres.
Let's see if he starts him off with a first pitch slider away. He's had pretty good release point on that pitch this inning. Ooh, fastball. Woo-hoo.
89 miles an hour his fastball. Upton today walked, lined to the pitcher, grounded to short, and walked again in the 7th inning. Last year, as tough and out in the entire National League as anyone the Padre pitchers faced. 7 times he homered off Padre pitching. Swing and a miss. A slider. It's 0-2. Able to check a swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tried to get him to go after an outside slider.
And that's by design. That's exactly where you want to be with 0-2. You don't want to leave it on the inside part, right? That outer third of the plate. Make him fish for it. He's the guy in defensive mode right now.
High fly ball. Back of second. Hudson backpedaling, and the Padres win it 2-1. So the Padres turned it around in Arizona. They win a 1-run game. They win coming from behind on Chris Denorfia's 2-run homer in the 8th inning. And they win 2-1 over Arizona. Padres Live brought to you by Cox right around the corner. Mike Pomerantz. Yes, it is an interesting post-game show. A victory for the San Diego Padres. Mike?
As you mentioned, Dick, winning going to cure a multitude of ills. Today, no different. 2-1 your final. We're going to take a look at Dino's big blast, staying inside the ball. We're going to have Buddy Black, a whole bunch. Join us for the post-game show coming up.